I get so mad, there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might
you
grab
are
a bat, I
looking at
don't
the
know, my
youngest
rapping
and
blood
fastest
boils
rising
over like,
star in
oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a big full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you shut the fuck up real bad. Shut up.
What is up, wrestling fans? It is Clash of the Castle, the review here on the Heel the Ring podcast. Of course, always surround myself with some good panelists. More to come as we get the program going. It was the premium event from Wales, Cardiff, Wales. My God, it looked phenomenal. I'm excited. A banger of a card, up and down. First and foremost, I want to say hello to the gentleman joining me, the panel. We'll start off with the one and only Pete. Hello, Pete.
What's going on? What's going on?
All right, that is our producer storing there. And then we go to the one and only Heel. What's up, Heel?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, and the one man who cuts like a blade, sharp with his tongue, the one and only Samurai. What up, Samurai?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well, man. Well, are we ready to talk some Clash of the Castles, man? What a phenomenal. We'll start off with the kickoff match. The kickoff match started it off. We have Madcap Moss with the Street Profits taking on Theory, and the Off Academy, but we get Theory now is called again Austin Theory.
Thank goodness.
Go for it.
Thank goodness that he's now back to Austin Theory. But this match was actually great. I mean, what was it? You want to talk about that blockbuster over the top rope? Sheesh, that thing was crazy. And then obviously that amazing frog splash, that all the way up from the heavens, crashing down right on top of Gable for that win, man. That was crazy. It was a good match, I gotta say.
I love that result on that win. I'm also like the camaraderie there with Dawkins. I mean, I say week after week, Heel. Dawkins, not just Montez Ford, but Dawkins get greater and greater, better wrestling there. And I know here's something for you here that I want you to break down. Did you appreciate that Otis cartwheel?
Of course I did. That Otis cartwheel is always crazy. Seeing a big man his size do a cartwheel like that, sheesh.
I can do one.
Indeed. Heel, talk to me about that one. I know you said you could do one. That heel, that cartwheel, man. Shades of Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, I said I could do a cartwheel. I didn't say I would do one now. Right now, my room is
more like Shades of the Viking Raiders.
Yeah. King Slayer's in the chat. Salute King Slayer. But Heel, give me your assessment, Heel, of your thoughts of the match there.
Well, I didn't watch this one because, like a lot of other people, I am a night owl. So getting up just to watch the whole pay-per-view was really, a struggle. But I did do it. So yeah, he's in the chat.
All right. We'll go to Samurai. Samurai, did you watch this, or do I just gotta skip you guys?
No, I watched the match. It was a very good match. I mean, the epic blockbuster over the top, like Pete said, it was pretty amazing. I didn't think he was gonna I honestly thought he was gonna overshoot it, but he really didn't.
Yeah, you also saw Gables with that deadlift with the German suplex on Dawkins. What a display into a bridge. I'm like, whoa. The level of expectation of wrestling performance was just taken up a notch, even for a preview warm-up match. Samurai, whoa. I mean, great in-ring competitive. The chemistry, the match, the rhythm, the speed of the match was phenomenal. Pete, I don't think I saw one complaint, just one little minor botch on the ropes. The ropes Remember,
Yeah.
they're not going to have the same ropes as the United States. The equipment is different. Some use elevator cables. Some use regular ropes. WWE always use nylon kind of ropes. Maybe in the UK, they use an elevator cable wrapped in that. And also, it was humid. You see a lot of perspiration, Pete. Why did that look there?
Yeah, I mean, the botch was really overshadowed by the rest of the match. The rest of the match was actually great. I mean, yeah, there was that little turnout from that botch on the ropes, but overall, the rest of the match just threw it all under the bus, and it was able to pan out to be a good match.
Yeah, the crowd we're going to talk about is all night long. The crowd was engaged. They were ready. They were hungry, starving for a live premium event of wrestling in not just in England, not even in Cardiff, Wales, in the whole part of the country. That continent wanted it, and it felt it. That love that they had for the WWE. And as we go over, we're going to keep speaking about that all night long. But then we get off with the main card, ready to kick off, and we get none other than Damage Control taking on Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair in a match that the ladies kicked it off. I like the ladies going ahead. Remember, they kicked off SummerSlam as well. It was the Bianca Belair match, going forward with. And I really like the match here. To start it off, you get the ladies invested, get us all great and going. The 6-woman tag heel. Were you awake? What did you have a pulse? Did you brush your teeth when you watched it? Talk to us.
Oh yeah. I immediately hurried up and I got ready to watch it. So I'm like, it's time. It's time. It's Castle to Castle time. And I was looking at the TV. I saw the hype video and whatnot, and I was like, oh, what are we gonna start off with? I was like, oh, it's the women's match. Like, okay, this is interesting. Saw the interest is, and they're going back and forth, and I can admit the match could have been a little bit better, but overall I enjoyed myself. There was a good match, and I thought it was good enough to get the crowd invested, but I also think it wasn't too much to the point where like it overtook the whole entire pay-per-view. Like you were like, oh, I wonder what's gonna top this.
All right, Pete and everyone, did you notice the new introduction theme for Damage Control coming in?
Yeah, it was a good theme that they had. Can we also go to the beginning of the match where the whole crowd was out singing "Hey Bailey"? I was like, wow. Now, obviously, you can't sleep on the UK crowd here. The UK crowd is always the best because they actually made this match amazing.
Absolutely, with the crowd, and also Bailey playing to the crowd. I love the fact she was playing to the crowd, good or bad. Bianca Belair, I did you know? I don't know if Samurai and anyone noticed when Damage Control came out to their new theme. He even had Bianca Belair bopping her head. She was feeling the new introduction for Damage Control. I was like, well, I kind of like this new theme for Damage Control. And then the crowd just kept singing "Oh Bailey, Bailey," like you mentioned. It was like, whoa! It felt like this is going to be a memento. It's not just some little. I know someone on the panel said, it's just going to be some little card in England. Last broadcast we had here. I'm going to push back. It wasn't just some little card in England. This was something big, guys. I think this is something that's going to be reviewed. It's going to be done annually, in my opinion. Could be a UK type of WrestleMania moment. It gave me those kind of vibes. Samurai, your thoughts on the new music and all those things that I just mentioned there. If you want, I could repeat some of the parts. I know it's a little bit of everywhere, a little bit of something there to chime in, but go ahead, Samurai.
No, I mean I understand completely where you're going with it. What you're saying, the new entrance theme, it makes sense, and they came out as like a trio. So I think what I didn't catch what the music was, but it was kind of like something like a mixture of Bailey's old music, I guess.
A little hip hop to it, with some verses, some singing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they have a Titantron, so they're officially Damage Control now.
Okay. Yeah. That's what we mentioned. That I didn't say Damage Control. What did I say?
You said Control, I think. Yeah, you said Control.
Okay. I thought I did say damage, but thanks for correcting if I didn't. But nonetheless, go ahead and give us your thoughts there.
I mean, the crowd basically they tried to turn Bayley face because every time they go to the UK, they always sing Bayley's song. And they all want Bayley. I mean, hey, they want some Bayley. But you know, for me, I like Bayley as a heel or a face. She can do both. But yeah, it's just for that night, Bayley was a face.
All right. Pete, doing the scene damage control, Alexa Bliss and Belair, you see pretty much this is NXT women. You know, a few years later, Black and Gold, no matter 2.0, whatever the case is, these ladies bought a good match. They're in-ring competitive. The way they all shine. I know a lot of people in the internet was getting a little pushback of why you let the Raw Women's Champion take the pin on the moonsault that was hit. First, it was the rose, planted rose by Bayley, or then the tag, and then we get the moonsault, and he gets the pin. I'm all right with that because it's a story you're telling here, and it's a match here, and I'm okay with damage controlling with there, especially if they didn't win the World Women's Tag Titles or the WWE Women's Tag Titles. I expected them to get this victory here in Cardiff, Wales, Pete.
Yeah, I expected them also to get that win as well. I don't know about what the people on the internet saying that Belair shouldn't have gotten pinned, but obviously when she got hit with the Rose Plan and then Sky hit the moonsault, I was like, yep, it's pretty much over. And if I'm not mistaken, it's been quite a while that Belair gotten pinned, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's the first time she gets pinned this year in 2022.
That's right, after she won the title, if I'm not mistaken, right? So
yeah,
you know, for her, for obviously Damage Control to win this match, you know, this even though they didn't win the tag team match, what was it Monday? Even though that they didn't win that match, them winning this match over here in Cardiff, Wales, really gives them that momentum going into Monday.
Indeed. Heel, I wanted to ask you this here. I don't know if you noticed the tidbits on the commentary where Michael Cole brought up Io Sky's previous partnership with Asuka in New Japan. Something that we didn't hear back then, educating us as an audience, because it's good, because you don't want to be too tribal. You don't want to have like those blinders like the horses. You want your wrestling fan or your casual to get expanded, get curious. And I understand why McMahon did that back then. You don't want your main, you don't want us going to search and might get hooked on the other wrestling shows. But if you have enough confidence to put on a good show like WWE is doing, you'll come back, because you'll go explore and check it out, but then you'll come back. I appreciated that.
Yes. I actually really love that. The fact that they're putting in more, like, I don't know what I would say, but I guess more juice into the story. Because, like, when they immediately started educating, like, us on, like, what these women have been through together, what they've done together, and everything like that, it immediately got you more invested into the match. And even I didn't know that when they said the thing with Io Sky and Asuka. And I was like, wow. I was like, so there's actually more to the story here than just, oh, these two women are on you know, opposite sides. I was like, wow. So anytime they fight now in the same ring, it's going to feel a lot more personal. So yes, I appreciate that from the commentary. And they've been really good, actually, since Triple H taken over. I don't know if it's because it's less stress or, you know, it's just a lot more smooth. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I like it.
And I know, Samurai, you mentioned before that they haven't wrestled in quite some time, in a while. And also the third member of that facet was Io Sky's sister. I totally lost her name. Do you know her name?
Yeah, her name's Mio.
There you go.
M-I-O.
All right, Mio Sky, and she was part of that facet. I enjoy that, man. You know, the match, you know, it like you said, Heel, it wasn't something like they didn't totally took the whole win out of the sale, because you're like, oh my God, I don't know what could top it. And it gave you enough nuggets to like, ooh, this was good. It was entertaining. And it was, hey, the ladies fought 27 minutes, by the way, you know, Samurai, 27 minutes.
It was almost, wow, 30 minute opening match. But see, now you have to realize that back in NXT Black and Gold, when they would do takeovers and things like that, Triple H would always start with tag team matches. I mean, that's his bread and butter, so it makes sense for them to do that. Like, you know, for somebody that's been educated on the Black and Gold brand and things like how Triple H starts pay-per-views and whatnot. So I just feel like I knew that was coming. I mean, it was a really good way to start the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And I appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, Pete, give me your thoughts on that as well.
It was I mean, that's the way that you should start a big, massive card you have here, especially over in Cardiff, Wales. You know, it didn't really need. I mean, it was the perfect way to start it. I don't think there should have been anything else. I mean, it was the perfect way to start it. I can't complain.
Right, and once that match is over, we get into the next part of the second match on the bout. Usually they say, they put a filler here, usually a promo, usually, you know, go some type of video package, but we did get a video package. So the first video package was they recall the classic Intercontinental title match between Bret the Hitman Hart against British Bulldog in SummerSlam of 1992. And of course, once they show us that video package, when you see the British Bulldog get the roll of victory on the Hitman, you see them celebrating afterwards with Bret the Hitman Hart's sister. Then we go with Samantha Irving, who introduced the family later, and Bret the Hitman Hart himself, which leads to a funny meme. I'm not going to post it. Please check the Heal the Ring podcast if you want to see the funny meme, and it's there. So it's a little cheap plug for our Facebook page. But did you guys catch? I saw that live. I don't know. I know you saw it. Okay. Heal.
I saw it and I loved it. I thought it made the IC title match, which we'll talk about later, feel a lot more prestigious and important. Yes. I'm not even European, but it almost brought a tear to my eye. Just pumped up and ready to watch it.
And that was the main event, by the way, folks. That was one of the few times that the Intercontinental title was a main event match.
Yep.
And we get the match, finally. We get the match that everybody's been waiting for. No spoilers, folks. Intercontinental Championship between Gunther and Sheamus. Now you get the Brawling Brutes come in to the ring. They arrived. Sheamus, the crowd was all over Sheamus. They were all over him. They really enjoyed him. They gave him the hero's welcome home. Wow, that was goosebumpy. And then we have Ludwig Kaiser. Of course, is going to do his introduction to bring in the ring head and now. But before that, he's got something to say. And he introduced the one and only Giovanni Da Vinci from NXT 2.0. And Michael Cole says, Imperial is back. Now, Pete, Imperial is back. I popped, I jumped, I was like, I told you. You know, as you can hear, my voice is a little, I got to prepare my voice for tomorrow. But Pete, well, talk to me, man. What did you think on that little surprise?
For Giovanni to show up, I was like, wow, man, this is great. We're finally seeing Imperium back on top, especially also, well, as you can see, Gunther wearing the old Imperium jacket as well, with the rest all wearing all black. I was like, wow, man, Imperium really is back. This was insane.
My God, I'm gonna go throw it right back to Samurai, but wow, you first get Austin back into Theory. You get a new song from Bailey, and you get Giovanni. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, you felt like a kid in a candy store. Samurai, you appreciated Imperial. I like Pete. What was your thought seeing Imperial coming here to the main roster?
Yeah, I expected it because, like, you know, it makes sense because it actually evens up the odds, so to speak. Because you had three on, you know, the Brawling Brutes, and you also have Imperium, one of the most dominant factions in the WWE back when NXT was Black and Gold, and NXT UK for that matter. That's because that's where they first started in NXT UK, so it made much more sense to bring him back to the to where it all started.
Indeed.
I would like
I'm
to
gonna
add on to that, actually.
sure go ahead.
Because also, since Giovanni is now back with Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, now this is also adding more into the tag team division as well. Because since they were former NXT tag team champions, now we're gonna see a little bit more action in the tag team division in the main roster, which is great.
Yes, indeed.
It's
I
a
was gonna
win-win. Scary Samurai, go ahead. What you were
Well,
gonna say?
you said wait, so I'm like, okay.
No.
A moment of silence. No, I mean I get it. Like it adds more depth to the tag team division. Now that we see what they're doing, where they're going, you can even pair Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne together and make them a tag team.
Exactly.
So they have a stacked tag team division if you think about it.
Yep.
Or they're building a stacked tag team division. Let me go to heel on this match here. Heel, we saw before the match start, Holland, Butch, Kaiser, Vinci brawling, and these two men, Gunther and Sheamus, face to face in the middle of the ring. No one blinked. It gave me a little bit shade of vibes of Hogan and Andre just stare down. I mean, not iconic, but in that area of the region of the country, it was like, ooh, it was a moment. It wasn't a bad moment, but it made its own moment. And I know you like to say about moments. Wrestling is about moments, storylines. Go for it, my friend.
Yeah, like literally, I love the whole like just stare down right there while all their partners right there are stable, just going at it, and you just see all their display of like flipping around, brawling, and all of that. And I just love that whole part, or start of the match, whatever you want to call it. And from an outsider's part looking in, and I'm just going to be honest, this is a small reason, or a medium reason, I guess, why I don't watch NXT, because whenever things like this happen and I see someone come up from the NXT roster, for me, it does get a big pop, only because it's like, for me, it's like literally like brand new. And it's like, oh crap. I'm like, it's almost like seeing a new character pop up in Star Wars or something like that, And it's like, oh, and if they look the part and if they fit the part, it feels even cooler to me. So that it's like like one of those like things of like, if they really look cool, that I'm automatically invested. And I was automatically invested as soon as I saw the Imperium. Is that what they're called?
Imperium.
Yeah, an Imperium. And when I saw Gunther, which by the way, that name's growing on me now. I saw Gunther come out, with the jacket and all that. Everything just fit perfectly in this match. Everything down to the simple detail, all the way to the small detail. Like, yeah. I'm going overboard, but I'm gonna just answer Kev's question. Yes, the beginning was fantastic.
No, and just tell me about the in-ring fights. The slaps on the chest on Sheamus. The 10 barrels of brute on Gunther outside the ring. My God, hard hitting. The match was hard hitting. It was a wrestling match. It wasn't no gymnastics. It was pure classic wrestling that you knew there. Heel. Give me your thoughts on that, and I'll throw it to Pete.
Oh yeah, I one of my first complaints and why I took a big break from wrestling was because I felt like every wrestler wrestled the same for like a long time. That's why I decided to take a break, and I miss these matches where it's just flat out who can hit harder than you. And I know some people are like, well, why don't you go watch New Japan? I'm like, because they're doing the same shit. They flip. Sorry, they're doing the same stuff. They flip sometimes, and they might hit each other hard, but they still do the same stuff. They flip. They do it. I'm like, I want literally old school wrestling back. I want people to make their chests red. I wanted some throws in the corner. That's why I like wrestlers like Brock and even Roman and all that. So this, to me, I love these old school type of wrestling matches where it's just I'm gonna hit you back harder than you hit me, and I'm gonna get the 1, 2, 3. Why? Because I'm better than you, and I hit harder than you do.
All right,
and I love it. Yeah.
Pete, you saw a lot. The guys were sweaty, a little fatigued, but and you saw some of that during the end, and I liked it. It wasn't crisp with the summer power bombs, but they told the story because they gave it all their energy, they expend their energy. Give me your thoughts on the whole match and all that elaboration on that.
Yeah, this match was very good. I mean, if you tell me any Gunther matches that were bad, I'd say I wouldn't know any because all of his matches are amazing. So Gunther and Sheamus, man, they really did freaking some hard-hitting action, especially the clothesline, and that was in that corner that freaking turned Sheamus inside out. That was insane. And overall, this match was a great. It was. I literally have no complaints. Obviously, there was, a little bit of botch here and there, but the match itself, great. Gunther, man, this man is making the Intercontinental Championship worth something.
I agree. Samurai, we see the chops, a little fatigue at the end with the and the storyline was that Sheamus is back. Good job there on Gunther working the back on Sheamus when Sheamus was going to do his kick. He couldn't because the back was just gave a little bit out. It opened, just gave a little bit opening for Gunther there. I love the way they closed out the match there with a clothesline, a vicious clothesline for the win for Gunther to retain. I'll throw this card around there. You like that ending, Samurai, and tell me about that match. What you dislike, and so forth.
Well, there's nothing to dislike about the match. The match was fine. It was just a hard hitting, slobber knockover match. And the fact that he won with the clothesline, it actually makes it seem like, he's got more in his arsenal. I'm surprised he didn't go up to the top like he usually does. It's that big old drop kick from the top.
You're right. You're right with that missile drop kick.
In the splash.
The splash. Any moments that captured on victory?
No. What I'm saying is, like, I mean, the entire match itself, is just fantastic. I wish they would have went a little bit longer, but Sheamus's chest looked like hammering me at the end.
All right. So I'm gonna say same question to you, Hugh.
I mean, like as far as like in the match, I think like this may be like cheap to say, whatever, but I felt like every moment was really crucial because, like, again, and also the fact that it was for the IC title, like Pete said, it's adding more value to the IC title. Like me and a certain other member were doing a small debate in the chat earlier on. Like I said, the man makes the title, and Gunther right now is really helping to make that IC title with the way he's defending it, and he's doing it in such a fantastic way. And so I felt like every hit, everything just mattered. The way they were just killing each other, you felt like they really wanted it, both Sheamus and Gunther. Like Michael Cole actually said, or was it in the main event? But either way, it stood for the same thing in this match. He was like, it's like one guy wanted to try his best to keep it, the other guy wanted his best to take it away from him. Yeah, and I can proudly say he's been the best IC champion since The Miz so far.
Pete, give me your assessments and your thoughts there with this match, the finish, and your thoughts on Gunther going forward.
Well, here's what I gotta say about the finish. Even though that clothesline that he hits, that mean clothesline, that it's a simple clothesline. Like, it doesn't have to be no flippy dippy moves or anything to finish off your opponent. Just that simple hard hitting lariat to end it. It was great. Didn't need to be no one winged angel or attitude adjustment. Just that simple lariat can do a lot of damage right there, and especially for Sheamus when he took a lot of those chops, man. I mean, I don't know if you put the picture up of what Sheamus looked afterwards, because look at that. Oh man, that was just brutal. That was an amazing match. I mean, big ups to Sheamus right there, because he really is a great guy right there for taking all those jobs. And for Walter, moving forward, this man is gonna be great. I know that for a fact. That title is gonna be great, and hopefully we see Giovanni and Ludwig possibly winning the tag titles as well. We'd love to see that.
I would definitely love to see that possible title run. Also, it makes Gunther an obstacle,
Most
a
definitely.
larger than life champion who could beat him. Also, it also makes that prestige intercontinental title important in the WWE. If you're going to be able to capture it, and whoever steps up, it's going to be a major player. You know, you're not going to have the, no disrespect, no to Tajiri, or you're not going to have a guy like, I don't know, MVP go and try to take a, no, come on, this is the Intercontinental title. You got to be, you're almost next in line for almost a title run. You could probably see a Matt Riddle now try to go after a Gunther, or if he's still, if he's not busy in the world title run, that type of deal, that type of obstacle. And I know people were complaining why the United States title wasn't on this card, because this was done in Cardiff, Wales. You don't want that title there. Leave it for Monday Night Raw when you're on the U.S. soil.
Yeah,
That's why it's
that
called
was in the
United States
UK.
title.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's an intercontinental because you're going intercontinental.
Like
So that's just
like
one of
Michael
the
Cole said, he said that title is defended around the world.
Yeah,
exactly.
and another genius thing the commentary did was hyping up Sheamus. They made him seem like the biggest thing Gunther had to overcome. They were like, "Yeah, Sheamus won the world title on his rookie year," and they're naming off the accomplishments from Sheamus. They're making him seem like a big obstacle for Gunther, which he is when it comes to accomplishments. And that way, when Gunther beat him, you know it made the moment like a lot more bigger. So again, props to commentary.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we shall see where these two, where I don't think Sheamus lost his heat. I still think he's going to get momentum. He got over. Good job by the crowd to give him a standing ovation, a hero cheer despite in defeat. He still looks over in the crowd's eyes. Gunther skyrocket. You don't know what's next. It's going to be interesting who they're going to feud him with. Maybe they might give him a cushy feud where what's going to be. We shall see. There with creative. We shall see there. We'll move on to the next bout on the match. It is for the SmackDown Women's Champion, the challenger Shayna Baszler taking on the Women's Champion Liv Morgan. Now, this match, I'm going to go to Pete on this match first. The both ladies come up here. You could tell that Liv might be 100% with her arm or not. First and foremost, did you like Liv Morgan's getup gear?
Oh yeah, that was a little shout out to, I forgot. I saw the picture. It's a little
Sensational
shout out.
Sherry.
Yep, sensational Sherry. Yeah, that was very sensational. But that match, I can't lie because some people like to say, oh, this match is a sleeper, all that stuff. But this match I actually was invested in because I wanted to see who was gonna win. Because to me it was kind of confusing on who was gonna win. I was kind of skeptical, but that counter, that Kerfita clutch counter, for that 2 count, and then when she hit that code breaker into the oblivion for the win, that was a nice finish right there. Person won.
I agree. I know a lot of people don't. This doesn't like her title run, but there's a story with Liv Morgan. I'm gonna let you guys go around before I tell what I think. What I think is a story with Liv Morgan. Heel, you saw those that in your mind proper victory, or are you one of those that are like all for Liv Morgan as a women's champ?
Actually, no. I'm loving Liv Morgan's title run because I think me and you are kind of thinking the same thing. If I think what you're gonna say, because again, I think she's kind of like an underdog champion, and this was the prime example of a pretty. I think you either call it a good or a great, calm down match because yeah, the match itself wasn't like fantastic again, but the story in it was actually really really good. Like if you were paying attention to the moves done, if you were paying attention to the story, it was a really good to great storytelling match. and I loved it because again, just because you're a champion doesn't mean you're necessarily like an obstacle, so to speak. And Shayna Bell, every opponent she's faced has had to be an obstacle. And Liv Morgan so far, her title reign has been actually really good.
Indeed, her title run has been
Mhm.
pretty good, but good victories there. Samurai Liv Morgan, are you on still want to invest it as her as champion, or you think it's time for her to drop that women's
Well, I
title
mean,
run?
I never was not invested in Liv Morgan. I mean, honestly, the win for Shannon Baszler to me it basically solidified her title reign, so to speak. I feel like if she like won the same way she did against Ronda Rousey, then it would have made her the ultimate heel. It would have basically turned her into a heel, and then it would have turned Shayna into a face because the way the crowd would have turned against her with 66,000 people there, they would have turned against her. So I'm kind of glad that she won the way she did with the pinfall victory, not same way she did at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't think Liv Morgan was going to win that way either. I thought, was going to get if winner, she was going to win cleanly. But here's the storyline that I'm thinking. It looks like Liv Morgan will do whatever it takes, which I thought it was, whatever it takes to needed to do to retain that title. She's obsessed of holding that title, and even if she's a tweener, and do whatever it needs to retain her women's title. You could see when she gave the title to the ref, she gave it a kiss. When she got it, she hugged it. Similar to like I don't want to sound like a redundant broken record, but similar to like an AJ Lee, she was like first you're like, this little girl's gonna lose this title immediately, and then boom, she's one of like she has a memorable title run. I think that's what's gonna probably happen with Liv. I think she's gonna have one of those type of title runs, and let's face it, this match you look like she worked her ass off training. It wasn't clunky-ish. It was the Oblivion off the ropes was phenomenal. It looked like she's been putting a lot of hard work in her craft. One of her better matches, I think, maybe is her chemistry with Shayna Baszler, but I thought the match, not even a cool down. I thought it was very entertaining. Was it one that I'm gonna go, oh, hype up? Not at times, but it was good. It was good enough where I didn't have to leave the room or pick up my phone to do something or check, for scoops or dirt or whatever. It had my undivided attention. And I think that's a good thing if you want going forward. What's your thoughts, Pete?
This match, I liked it because especially what she was talking about, her training, from the pictures of her training with Matt Riddle and stuff. The way she was countering those submission attempts that what was it that Baszler was doing it.
Mhm.
It was great because it kind of shows that she was definitely learning, and she was listening to all that training that she was doing with Matt Riddle. And this match, I did not even move from my seat to even do anything because this match actually had me hooked.
It was good. It was a real good match there. I wanted to see who's does it seem like they're running back with Liv and Ronda Rousey, or do you think Liv gets another opponent in stepping up in SmackDown? What do you thought? I'll throw this around the room real quick. Heel, what you think?
I think she gets a new opponent. And by the way, again, shout out to commentary for pointing out the Matt Riddle training. Again, they were really on point today.
Yeah, they were. All right, so you think a new opponent, heel? I mean, Samurai, new opponent for Liv Morgan, or if they run it back with Ronda Rousey?
Seeing as though that storyline's still going on, I think they're running back with Ronda. But then I think I would wait until probably after what's that? Extreme Rules. There you go.
Right.
Because like I would give her Shotzi in the meantime, because Shotzi's earned it as well.
All right.
So I'm kind of torn between a new opponent and continuing the storyline with Ronda. So it's kind of like it can go both ways, honestly.
To me, I'm
right.
thinking that it's most likely gonna go into Extreme Rules with Ronda. But yeah, I would say a different opponent would be Shotzi. she's been there for quite some time. I think she deserves a little shot at the title as well. But if you really want to go into Extreme Rules, I'm thinking it's gonna be an Extreme Rules match against Ronda.
Yeah, I only say new opponent because of the whole Adam Pearce thing they have it on SmackDown, so she might get suspended again. Then new opponent at Extreme Rules. That's only the reason why I say that. We'll see what happens though in the future.
No, good observation.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to the next match here. We're gonna have the big match here. It is Edge and Mysterio taking on the Judgment Day. Now, we all know this is a feud that's been going on, from Edge being kicked out, then picking on the Mysterios, Rhea Ripley's effect on Dominic, beating him up, calling him that she's his daddy, his papi. We get them. This match, they come out. Mysterio, Edge. I love the way what Edge came out with. My God, as a tribute to a Mexican luchador, Edge. Wow, I was like
that. Wow,
clapping. And one thing I want to complain though, I would have loved them to wrestle in the with the match with it, but all I go, I'm gonna throw this to heel because he is a big admirer of lucha libre wrestling style. What was your thoughts on that, heel?
Oh, I really loved it, and just like you, I was like, please wrestle in the mask. This is like the only chance we're gonna get you in the mask. Like, please wrestle in it. And he didn't, and I was like, well, okay, fine. At least he came out in it.
Yes. And before I go into much more, that presentation, I loved it. The mask, everything there. It looks Pete. It looks like Edge is enjoying himself for his final push in his final year, because we all know he's going to retire next year in the WWE with the mask, the crowd, the pop. It looked great. What was your reaction on that intro?
I like the intro. The intro was great, especially him wearing the mask. It kind of goes to show now that Edge is enjoying himself. He's enjoying everything that's going on with all of the storylines that he's been getting. It's showing that, next year I'm going to retire, but I want to at least have some fun here. At least enjoy everything while it lasts.
Indeed. Well, we're going to get into the match. This match, it was a storyline within storyline. Good, bad, indifferent. We saw good in-ring action. First and foremost, Samurai, I'm going to ask you, because I'm going to leave you this question here. When you saw Edge do the 619, I was like, yo, it was
619. It was more like, what did Corey Graves say? He said the 509.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like a funny.
I couldn't even believe that when it happened.
I was like, whoa.
I jumped up for a second. I was like, wait, what?
I didn't think he was gonna actually, hit it. Like, that's because he's a big dude. He's like, what is he, like 6'2", 6'3"? I didn't think he was gonna be able to do it.
Somewhere around
6'4".
there.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. Why not?
Jesus, I mean that was impressive. I mean, the fact that he did it and he executed everything he almost didn't at the same time made me like I laughed just a little bit. I was like, whoa. But then
Edge is 6'5".
6'5".
Okay.
Wow, I was off by like 2 inches. The fact that, like I said, he did it and didn't execute the springboard, that would have gave me like nostalgia pop.
It was a 5-1. It was more to a 519. I'm looking at my notes that I wrote. It was a 519. That
519.
That would have been wild if he would have.
It was.
What about that spear? That Edge spear priest through ropes onto the floor. That got the crowd going bananas. That was a big part of the match there. The crowd was invested, Pete, throughout this whole match. We get to see here finally it is Edge and Mysterio getting the pin on Judgment Day, defeating them. But we saw Rhea Ripley was gonna take matters to her hand, was gonna body slam Dominic out of all people. Dominic also getting in the ring and distracting the ref to help Rey Mysterio with a Hurricanrana off the top ropes. But then Mysterio had enough, and he uses his son as a springboard to get to Rhea Ripley, knocking her off the board, and that eventually led to the victory for Edge and and Mysterio, but we'll hold it there. The right people won here because they got the crowd invested and excited.
Yeah, of course, the right people won. That I love that combo finish that they did with the 619 into the spear. That was a great finish right there. Yeah, I would agree. The right person won in this stake right now.
Indeed, there. We like to see there, but then as I open it with the luchador of the house here, we have a lot of celebration. We see Mysterio excited and happy. Ray very happy that him and his good friend, former tag team champions, won this match. A lot of hugging, a lot of celebration, and they left the poor kid just who took it out on the outside with a kick from his dad in the back to knock Rhea Ripley out, and the guy snapped. He'll tell us what happened with Dominic.
Wait, can we pause right there for a moment because you actually said it immediately correct during the predictions. You said that it was going to be all celebration and that he was going to snap. You were right, Don. You were right on that one. That was on point. We got to give you a gold star for that one. That was amazing.
Indeed. Heel?
Yeah. So yeah, as Pete just said, they were celebrating and they left Dominic out, and he got sad. He was like, "Why can't I celebrate with my dad?" So he kicked Edge in his huevos.
And shoe came off too.
Yeah, and then he said, "You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna take both of them off."
Yeah. And then he clotheslined his dad, which I think a lot of us wish we can do sometimes, And then, he just left. Yeah. And I mean, does this mean he's going to join them? For now, we don't know, but I think so.
You think they'll join Judgment Day? Okay.
I think he's going to, but we don't really know for right now.
Samurai, when we saw that finally it happened, we finally get Dominic turn afterwards, but he doesn't embrace that he's with Judgment Day. He's gotten tired, a little jealousy there. What's your thoughts? What's next for Dominic? Does he join Judgment Day? Give me a little bit of I'm going to give you the pencil, creative.
I do think he joins the Judgment Day, but at the same time, it's like, does he really need the Judgment Day? I think that, what he should do, I think he should just go down, use this opportunity to go down to NXT and, hone his craft a little bit, get better on the mic. It's like, without his dad, he has no charisma. No charisma, no mic. He has really no mic skill. If it's just me, I mean, it probably is just me, but there's that. But then, like I just feel like he does join the Judgment Day, but at the same time, I just don't see it right now.
All right, I'm gonna let Heel rebuttal that one real quick. Go ahead. You got 2 minutes to rebuttal that.
What on earth are you talking about? Why would he go down to NXT when he's had the biggest heel turn so far of the year? That's like, let's put it in baseball terms. That's like a kid hitting a home run and it's gonna be like, you know what? You're going back to AAA, dude. It's like, wait, why would he do that? That makes no sense. He just had a big heel turn. There's a big major story for him already on the main roster. We don't know if he's going to join Judgment Day, do his own thing, on the main roster. We don't know if he's going to feud with his dad. Maybe partner with someone else. Bottom line is there's a lot more options for him to do on the main roster. Why would he go straight down the NXT? That makes no sense.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to give you 2 minutes because I don't want it to be too long. But I just wanted there. I love that there. Samurai, you heard that. I don't want it to go too long. You got anything? 30 seconds. Anything to add to that before we move to the next one?
Well, no. I mean, I just feel like NXT is where you should have been in the first place. That's all. I'm just going to say that.
All right. Give you that. Pete, I'm going to get your input on Dominic, where he goes, and if you want to chime in a little bit on what these guys were going, their conversation, their good debate, you're more free as well, because that was a pretty good debate there. Just didn't want to go too long with it.
I mean, the way that you think about it, I wouldn't say he goes to NXT, or I would think that it's probably going to be a segment where they're just going to keep trying to get him to join Judgment Day, but he's kind of just playing the lone wolf type thing, and probably going to be feuding with his father and Edge probably, and he's most likely gonna get backup from someone. I mean, I'm not thinking that he's gonna join Judgment Day. I'm just thinking he's gonna play that lone wolf type of role.
Lone Wolf. I have a thought. Dominic Mysterio is not going to join Judgment Day, but he is going to have he's going to have help. He's going to have other people, and when and I'm going to say it in Latin, cuando tú buscas tu gente, tú buscas tu familia, and all of a sudden we're going to get that beautiful Mayan emblem hit on the Titantron, and we're going to get the legado. Look for Legado Fantasma to be with Dominic Mysterio going forward. That's just my prediction.
I can kind of see that.
I
But
can
at
see
the-
it too.
At the same time, I do feel like they're better suited for SmackDown. Like
It doesn't matter if they jump. It doesn't have to be Raw. But let's say they're doing a segment in SmackDown for some reason, and they just beat them up or something. I don't know. You're right. Legado Fantasma should be on SmackDown, but we shall see.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like a trio with like him and like Santos Escobar.
That is Legado Fantasma.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, wrestlers change their name all the time. You just
You're good.
Yeah. I still know him as the Legado Fantasma. So like I'm like Santos Escobar is like
Santo Escobar, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilder, and Electra Lopez. Because now they have a lady to try to neutralize.
For me, he'll always be, Fantasma. He's not Santos Escobar, but I know I gotta get used to that. I'm still not, by the way.
No,
But who's another luchador in the NXT they could use to be like a trio?
Right now there isn't. Right now, Axiom, a kid, but we don't know.
I know it's not WWE related, but I'll get this out of the way fast. Like I remember when Lucha Underground was a thing, and they had like Mil Muertes, but to me he was always like El Mesias, from Triple M. Okay. Yeah, I got his autograph, and that was cool. I got to meet him. But anyway, let's go.
Like I always mention it here, heel is a big AAA lucha libre style. He really enjoys it. That's why I went to him first with the tribute with the mask with Edge, because he appreciates that. He is a big wrestling luchador connoisseur on the program, and so we'll see what happens with Dominic Mysterio. We'll see, Judgment Day, who they start a new feud with, because there's three. Maybe the Judgment get. People say maybe they need another person. I'm going to leave a little thing of thought. Food for thought. We'll answer it at the end. Does it seem like WWE is pushing trios a lot? Because we saw a triple threat with the ladies. We saw a triple threat. Or we could kind of like pushing kind of triple threat. We saw in the opening kickoff, Metcalf, Street Profit. I think I think wrestling is trending towards that trios, because you get more wrestlers involved. And you just don't have them at backstage eating catering because it's getting expensive to feed people doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, so as just a food for thought, I want to answer that. We get to the next match, though. The next match was a really good one, man. This was personal vendetta, but none other than Seth freaking Rollins taking on Riddle. Seth Rollins first. We get Riddle coming to the ring. Riddle makes his appearance here, and Riddle comes in with the most best in the pit with the Patrick Star pants. He borrowed the shorts from Patrick Star. Man, first and foremost, what was your thoughts on that ring attire from Riddle? Let's go with Pete. Yeah, let's go with Pete.
It was funny, given that the little SpongeBob thing going on. I think his kids probably told him, "Hey, you should probably do something funny with your ring attire." It was funny.
Yeah. Heel. You kind of admire Patrick. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't say I admire Patrick, but he's funny. But yeah, I like the commentary saying, "Well, I think he got the wrong Wells mixed up." I guess when we said Wells, I think in Riddle's mind he thought we were going to Bikini Bottom. So like that was a nice little funny joke right there by commentary. But yeah.
Can we talk about that whole time Riddle was serious the entire time? It wasn't no always looking high type gimmick. He was serious. Like you can tell the look on his face. He was on a mission.
He was. Yeah, and Samurai, the SpongeBob look for Riddle, but he was also serious there. Did you did you find out the humor, or you just notice it now when we brought it up?
I mean, it was funny. I'm like, why is he coming out with SpongeBob attire? But like, yeah, I guess because he whales, whales is whale, whale is whale. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point is like, yeah, he was serious, but at the same time, like when Seth came out, also he has his first name back, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt
And then
Riddle,
we have
he's Matt Riddle now.
he's back to Matt, and that happened since I think that happened Monday Night Raw when they had that sit down interview. That was already noted.
Yeah.
We mentioned that on the last podcast. We had the Matt in front of Riddle, and then they were calling him Matthew Riddle. So you're gonna find out how Matthew Riddle fights. So I again, back to that hopping of the first names, which is good. It's back again, something familiarity. But then we have Seth freaking Rollins come out, and he comes out looking like Elton John. Tribute for him playing the crowd. That ring, boy, talk about those ring attires. I mean, I loved it. The ring attire for Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, he I didn't even know what to think about this. I was like, well, it looks kind of cool. I mean, it looks like something that Seth Rollins might wear. Maybe he was going to like a Liberace like party, I guess. Anyone who knows who that is? No, man. Okay.
No, we do know. We do know.
Okay.
List.
All right, here we go.
All
As the
I know,
crowd,
like-
you asked for it, we get it.
Chip, you know what? You just made the list. Oh no! Oh, here we go.
As a producer says,
I don't know why that.
More mess ups from you. You get on multiple lists.
How is that a mess up?
It wasn't funny. Nobody laughed.
That wasn't supposed to be funny.
List.
Yo, you're a horrible producer. You're trash.
You're just mad because I'm putting you on the list.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah,
if I may say something,
of course you can.
He looks like a dragon mixed with a bird. Like
He looked like Spyro. Remember Spyro?
Yeah, Spyro. Exactly, Spyro. Yeah, there you go. He's like a updated version of Spyro. But they also said that on commentary they said that Samantha Irving used to be in Cirque du Soleil, so he probably borrowed it from her. But at the same time, it's like, why would you borrow a woman's gear to dress yourself? And I don't know. It was weird to me, but I get it. It was a jab at dragons and birds and things of that nature. He was a dragon bird.
All right. The match, banger of a match. Pete, that match with Riddle, Rollins. You've seen Rollins mimic a few of the RK Bro moves. From the DDT on the ropes. You also got hit with a pedigree. Back and forth. This match was a really good match, Pete. Give me your insights. Give me your thoughts, and we'll send it around.
It was a great match. I mean, I especially like Riddle with his submissions. That triangle submission that he got Rollins in was crazy. I thought he was actually going to tap for a minute because he nearly passed out. But then, able to get out of that and then get hit with the bro dick for the 2 count. Man, I was like on my feet for this one. I was like, oh man, is Matt Riddle going to win it? But then, when he hit the stomp from the second rope, which I didn't expect for him to hit that stomp on the second rope, man, that was incredible. I mean, for it to go 17 minutes, I thought I felt like less than that because it was great.
You saw the pedigrees, you saw those moves there. We see, to shocking, or maybe to some not shocking, we get Seth Rollins get the victory here this evening. And I'll go to after summer. I go back to Pete. Did you like that victory? That the way that match played out?
I did actually. Matt Riddle, I think is great as an underdog more than he is going over people, and I think it doesn't devalue him either. I mean, yeah, I think it's good for him to get a win here or there, but I think Seth Rollins to get the win here, especially after that big debacle. That I know a lot of people were debating whether it was scripted or not, but I think it was. But it was still good, obviously, for TV. But yeah, I think Seth Rollins really needed to win here, in terms of like how the story was playing out, and I liked it. I think it helped both of them. Riddle gets a lot more of a big face rub, and Seth Rollins gets more heat.
All right, Samurai, I'm gonna give you that question, and after I'm gonna before I go to Pete, I want to throw a little caveat to now to Pete. But first, let's go with Samurai on that. Riddle getting the victory. Your thoughts on? I mean, excuse me, Rollins getting the victory over Riddle. Give me your thoughts.
Well, Seth needed the victory more than Matt Riddle because like he hasn't won a match since January.
Yeah, that's right.
He hasn't won a match since January, so he definitely needs the win. But as far as everything else goes, like Seth really tugged on his emotions by mentioning his family again. Like you saw the anger in Riddle's face, his demeanor changed as soon as he said something about his wife and his kids, and he said that he was a loser, and the whole crowd was going to know he was a loser. And then when that happened, Riddle flipped the switch. He turned the corner, so to speak, and that's when he let his emotions get the best of him. He went and picked up a steel chair, was going to smash him in the head with the steel chair. He moved, then he goes in the ring and hits the stomp, and then the other stomp. Like I was actually hoping for the RKO to come out of nowhere, but it didn't. So that was the right person won, essentially. Let's just go with that because Riddle doesn't need it. Riddle is basically bulletproof.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that Rollins didn't win since January. Losing those matches to Cody Rhodes, getting Cody over, Cody Rhodes getting on the shelf. I know Seth Rollins still kept his heat. He still kept a big draw, but if you have him lose to Riddle, how much more he's going to keep losing, and how much more you don't want to go to the well too often. And I'm glad that they allow Seth Rollins to win. And now he could be a potential Extreme Rule challenger for the winner of the world title match tonight if others doesn't get interjected in it. We'll get to that with no spoilers. But also for Riddle, I mentioned a little earlier, I teased maybe he wants to take a shot at Gunther or Lashley, just that kind of a program, because let's face it, he had that title, that heat, but although the matches were phenomenal, they were bangers. He had that great match with Roman Reigns on SmackDown, which ended him losing, and also here in the Carter Wales, also in defeat. But the matches were like phenomenal bound burners. I liked it, unless if Randy Orton returns and maybe he'll have a match or a program with Randy. Who knows? But I'm gonna throw back to Pete. The right guy won. What's next for either Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins going forward? With this result?
For Riddle, I think like you said, I think he should probably start a program with either the U.S. champ or the Intercontinental champ, while Rollins will probably start going back at Roman Reigns, possibly, or probably try to put any other person over, because after this match, both men did not lose heat. They both were amazing. Like, to be quite honest, a lot of people are saying, they want to see more of them again. But, to me, I don't really want them to move on. I feel like this still has a little bit more to unpack.
Yeah. All right. So we shall see what goes next for Riddle and Seth Rollins here. We move on. We're finally getting to the main event. But before we get the announcement from the WWE and the venue. Kudos for 62,296 in attendance in Principality Stadium. Now, kudos to that audience because all night they were awesome. All night they were awesome, from the clapping, from the standing, from the cheering, from the ovations, from everything, from the who they booed, when they booed. That audience was the best.
On point.
On point. Heel, what does that look like?
Hold on, Kev. Let me release my inner Mark now. You know, because you know how Marks like to do. Well, I did my inner research now, and it says actually that they exaggerated a few thousand. The exact number was actually like around 60,000, maybe like 55,000. So they lied to you and exaggerated their attendance.
I know what you mean with that. You know, people. There's always going to be people that wants to push back, but all in all, on TV, it looked it full. Everyone was invested. The crowd was loud. They were cheering. It wasn't piping noise like we're going to probably see tomorrow night. But I digress there. At 7 o'clock, not at 4, at 7. But I'll digress there. It's looked great. Wales. I even saw a sign. I don't know if anyone captured it. WWE, please bring WrestleMania to England. Whoa, you know, that'd be big. I mean, we will lose it here in the States, but I think they'll sell out big time. What are your thoughts on Pete? Any WrestleMania in England? Yay or nay?
Yay, I would say, because obviously, like we're saying right now, the crowd always on point. I mean, if you were to go anywhere else in the U.S., I mean, like we've been seeing in the U.S., like when we talk about like SmackDown or Raw, you've been hearing, you know, not much people have been that good, but now we've been seeing in the UK, these crowds are amazing. We want to see more of that.
Like Pittsburgh, boo!
Yeah.
You guys sucked on Raw.
Yeah, bad.
And Houston, you sucked on SmackDown. You guys.
Yes, just bring WrestleMania over here to the UK. The crowd is way better.
Yeah, I agree. So anyone else who says no to a WrestleMania there?
I say yay.
Okay, so
I also agree because like they brought it. I'm actually trying to look up the Principality Stadium. I was trying to look up the Principality Stadium. Like how much it actually seats, because if it does actually seat over 62,000, then
here we go.
They didn't inflate the numbers. I mean, you know they are known for doing that, but they didn't inflate the numbers.
All right, but either unless it was a crowd. The crowd, it looked great. It looked full on TV with that there. Hopefully they bring it, or I mentioned a little earlier, maybe they could make this a yearly event, a Clash of the Castles, or the Clash of the Castles in the UK or in Europe, or and make it like a half a year type of event for like a WrestleMania, a mid-season on WrestleMania type of big deal show. But
I think they might do something like that. Like every year they go to the UK like they did with Saudi Arabia, but better.
Talking about Principality Stadium, their capacity is actually 74,500.
Yeah.
So they were under, and they still was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's still good.
Very good number.
I couldn't figure out how to spell that stadium name, so I just said, I said screw it.
Oh, it's on the thumbnail. I obviously somebody doesn't look at my thumbnails, my hard work that I do on these thumbnails. To promote the show. But we move on. We get to the championship match, the undisputed WWE championship match between Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. My God, this was the battle of the Titans, the battle of what the whole Clash of the Castle was. Not the hometown, but the home country favorite in Drew McIntyre and the tribal chief coming alone. No bloodline, no advocate, no redheaded stepchild. Honorary member. The crowd were all over cheering for Drew.
That crowd ate Roman up.
Yes.
They ate him up. They were booing to the heavens.
Yes. And how did that look? Give us the rundown on that crowd and before the opening bout there.
That was that crowd, man. A big big thumbs up. That crowd stays undefeated. Like I said, WrestleMania over at Cardiff again. This is amazing. This crowd stays undefeated. Great crowd.
And also, we saw the Broken Dreams video was fantastic. Told the entire story of Drew McIntyre career in 2 minutes, and the crowd loved the Scott. Are inspiring. They pop and the chants for him.
Too.
They sang along, and it was very lost early and lost a few decibels. They were loud. We also saw Karrion Kross and Scarlett sitting at ringside as well. We also saw the current champion Tyson Fury sitting behind the announce table. And there, the match starts, and I loved it. They played Clayton a little bit to the crowd. Roman played the crowd perfectly, and the match just got on the way with two heavy hitters heel. Tell me about this match, heavy hitting. Your thoughts on the whole card, the match itself.
It would be easier to tell you what didn't happen in this match because there's a lot to dissect, and all I gotta say is literally in the first 5 minutes, instantly my brain was hooked, and I don't even know where to start, where to begin, because there was just so much chaos going back and forth, and I was just so invested in, and I think the false finishes were so great, they were so perfectly timed. Because every time Drew would hit a move, I was like, "Is that it? Is that it? Is he really gonna get pinned here?" And and they were even building it up perfectly because Roman would hit a move and then Drew would kick out, and then I think Roman went he kicked out I think one time he said on commentary Roman kicked out at 2, I think only one time, maybe or something like that. I forgot what they said, but point is false finish after false finish, and it was perfectly timed too. Because even the crowd was so close, and I was at home too, and they actually got me to believe Drew can do it, which is really hard to do when you have a champion that's been reigning for 2 years. And man, I'll let you guys go ahead. All I gotta say is I'm
gonna go ahead and give it up so that no one feels they have to work on next show. We saw a lot of false finishes. We saw at the end the referee getting knocked out, but before getting knocked out, we have an Austin Theory sighting running again, another event where poor Austin Theory has to have a referee who's not in shape drag his carcass all the way down to the ring to try to cash in. Doesn't get in time when he's about to cash in because both wrestlers are down and out. Opportunity to seize a pin. And when he's about to cash in, Tyson Fury punches the living crap out of Austin Theory, knocks him on his keister. He did another attempt to cash in, couldn't do it. So that's another missed opportunity, but not a full cash in because it wasn't announced. And then we have a little bit referee knocked out, and here goes Drew gonna hit the Claymore, and out of the nowhere for the pin, the referee gets pulled out of the ring, and he gets pulled out of the ring none other but one of the bloodline cousins or the brothers of the Usos are NXT owned. Solo Sikoa makes his appearance, his debut in the WWE, and helps Roman retain the title. Now, it's a lot to unpack there, and I just wanted to take that out so no one felt like they were going to spoil or felt they had to talk on each show. I want you guys to give me your full blast thoughts on it. I'm going to go with Samurai, back to Pete, and then I'm going to go back to you, Heel, so you could now dissect all. Go ahead, Samurai.
I mean, it's to be expected because we all know that the Usos and Sami Zayn were, not medically cleared, so to speak, because of what Drew did to them on Friday Night SmackDown. So I feel like, I expect it to happen. People are, they're all butthurt because of the fact that Drew didn't win the title. I mean, I get it. I don't understand why they're all mad about it. I mean, it wasn't really Drew's match to win. That's how I feel. And, the fact that Solo actually did debut when he did, I thought it was gonna be like on Friday Night SmackDown, the next Friday Night SmackDown after Clash. You know, I thought it was gonna be that Friday night after Clash, and I thought honestly I thought that Karrion Kross was gonna get more involved than he did. He threw the water bottle at Drew. That's all he did. I mean, he just caused a slight distraction. Roman, you know, took advantage of that, which honestly was a really nice, you know, a nice way to do it. The fact that Austin Theory, like a dumbass, ran all the way to the timekeeper's area for no reason. Why did he do that? He could have just ran in the ring. Like really just ran in the ring instead of running all the way across the timekeeper's area where Tyson Fury was. I called that as soon as I saw Tyson Fury out there. Like, you know, Drew's gonna get involved somehow, but I didn't know how he was gonna get involved. But I do feel like, yeah, I feel like it was a good call. The right person won, in my opinion. You know, I don't know where else to go with that.
All right, so we'll go. Pete, give me your thoughts there. You know, the Tyson Fury interference pissed me off. I was so mad because I had Austin Theory in my, you know, on the sheet to win it. I was like, yes, you know, my pick is coming. But give me your thoughts there, Pete.
Yeah, I actually thought that he was finally gonna get a successful cash in without any interference, and then Tyson Fury comes out of nowhere and knocks the taste out of his mouth. But obviously, yeah, I guess you can say the right person won. I mean, even though I was rooting for Drew the entire time, I mean, yeah, it was kind of a disappointing loss, but you gotta learn from your mistakes and move on. But for Drew, I feel like Drew, he never lost any momentum during the end of this, because as you can see, the crowd still loves this man, and you know, for everybody to just enjoy this amazing moment that they had at the end with Drew singing along to the crowd, it was a very cool moment. I liked it.
Yes. Hear your thoughts there, and Drew McIntyre actually Karrion Kross. He got a free trip to London or to Wales. Excuse me, to Wales.
Yeah, Wales, and yeah, I don't blame Austin Theory for going all the way to the to the ringside, because some cash-ins actually have been like that. If you go to, you know, Peacock and view it on if you can. I don't even know if you can, but yeah, just go on the YouTube or whatever and look up some of the cash-ins. Some of them have happened that way, so there's actually clever booking if you think about it. They just happen to have Fury there. But yeah, I can see some people predicting that. But yeah, I mean, again, just what a great match. Honestly, you can argue this is match of the year, and I really did love it. And yeah, Karrion Kross being there, yeah, it was cool.
It was all right to have him there. I wish he would have got a little more, but I think everybody was expecting Karrion Kross to be an impact and cause Drew McIntyre the loss. I don't think no one really saw Solo Sikoa being intricate. We all had a thought that he was going to be part of the bloodline, but not at this card, you know. But clever way of helping the world champion retain his title. And what's next for the tribal chief? Seth freaking Rollins. You never know. You know, maybe Robbie Lashley wants a title, you know, shot, because he is a U.S. title holder who wanted a shot in him. They could go anywhere here. Karrion Kross, if his time is up, he wants a title shot there. Who knows? That's the fun part of this. All in all, this card was awesome. You know, let me go over some of the predictions on the Heel of the Ring when we did the prediction cards here. First of all, the match for Roman Reigns and Drew. Our own Terrence picked Roman Reigns, and Heel were the only ones that picked Roman Reigns. They picked those two correct. I had Austin Theory, which is why I was upset, and I was very irate when I saw Tyson Fury punch him. I said, I hope Deontay Wilder knocks the living crap out of you next time you get in the ring. So yeah, so I was really mad with that there. But we got those two there. The Liv Morgan, Shayna Baszler. Our own Terrence picked Liv. Heel picked Liv. Pete, you had Liv. Only Samurai had Shayna Baszler. Everyone else had Liv. So he took a loss on that one there. The Intercontinental title match. You have Terrence picked Sheamus. He got a loss there. Heel had Gunther. Pete had Gunther. Samurai had Gunther. I had Gunther. And Justin had a no contest. So he didn't make on that one neither. We go over the Damage Control taking on the team of Bianca Belair, and Alexa and Asuka. Everyone had it all correct. Everyone had Damage Control. So kudos on them. And of course, we had the Judgment Day versus the Mysterios. Terrence had Judgment Day. Heel had the Mysterios winning. Pete had Judgment Day. Samurai had Judgment Day. I had the Mysterios with the heel turn from Dominic after the match there with the same exact way. They didn't have enough love. And Justin had Judgment Day. And then for the Seth freaking Rollins taking on Riddle, Terrence had Seth. Heel had Rollins. Pete had you had Riddle. Your Samurai had Riddle. I had a no contest. I got that wrong on that. And Justin had Riddle. So the only one with Seth freaking Rollins was Terrence. Good job on Terrence picking that on there. He had that match called right there. So
I didn't pick Rollins?
No, yes, you did. I'm sorry. You got Rollins. I put Seth, right, and I put Seth, and on the bottom it said Rollins instead of putting both Seth. Yes, good job. I'm sorry about that. You got that right as well. So good job there. So it's fun to see those matches there. This was a very good paper. Hey, the M Studios, what is up? Salute.
I had a clean sweep.
Let's have that quick announcement real quick. It has just been announced. Miz will be facing Lashley on Monday at Monday Night Raw in a steel cage for the U.S. title.
You know what that means? More Dexter Lumis.
Yep, more Dexter coming soon.
More Dexter. Yep. Man, this pay-per-view, I wouldn't mind watching it again. I would love to sit down and rewatch this.
At night.
Yeah, this was good. This was a good freaking card. All in all, kudos. And listen to this. This was such a great card. No title was changed, and it still was a great card. It tells you something, guys. Pete, you're okay with no title change?
Yeah, I'm fine with that because it shows how strong the champions are, and it gives a lot of momentum also to the people that lost as well.
Heel?
Yeah, you know what? As long as a great story is told, I don't see why a title needs to be changed.
Samurai?
Yeah, same. I'm just gonna say same because I don't know. I really don't know what to say.
All right.
I mean, I really just hope that that Austin Theory finds his way back to the States after being knocked into Europe.
I feel like they're just gonna build the cash in all the way until WrestleMania.
You're probably right.
I mean, I can see that could be a thing. I mean, Austin Theory can hold on to the briefcase until Money in the Bank next year. So yeah, I could see him definitely doing that.
Yeah, don't forget they sung Edge's theme song for like a good long while.
That's right. They did sing his theme song.
Yeah,
that is the thing that happened.
So I think
they didn't sing the other side though. I thought they would have sang the other side too because that is the Ultra Bridge theme song.
So I think they're just gonna have Austin Theory just try to do cash-ins every pay-per-view and fail at it until WrestleMania probably.
You think? Yeah, because especially if they're gonna be there's and they could have counted to it. That it's something that I was complaining about SummerSlam, the long freaking entrance ramps to get in. My God, it takes forever to get there, especially when you're trying to have the referees who's not in shape. And then Austin, that will be like the running joke that he's going to try it every time to cash in. But when he finally does, it might be a short ramp. And he goes, that's why I won, or they could say, what are you going to blame? The refs can't get in the ring. You can't get here quick enough to weasel your way to a cash in. Though, who knows, with Austin Theory. But all in all, this pay-per-view, man, awesome job. No title change. This is the second premium event that in Triple H's era, that no title change. We didn't see that happen on the the NXT Heat Wave. There was no title changes, although they were all title matches. I remember saying to Terrence, I thought oh wow, none of the titles changed. There might be a chance that JD McDonough might beat Braun Breaker because none of the titles in exchange on a premium event. And I thought the same logic. And like I said, I'm over 40, close to 40 years invested in the WWE, and I'm still programmed by Vince's philosophy and thinking. When you have a card, if no title change yet, that's gonna be one. So the main event hasn't changed. I said, doesn't look good for Roman. I think Roman might drop the title here, but it didn't. And also in Heatwave, I had that same philosophy. I struck out. I'm 0 for 2 on those philosophies because it's solely it tells me there is a totally new philosophy in the WWE in the booking and creative and the storylines, which I love it. I can't wait for tomorrow. Myself, Pete, Terrence, who's working, Justin, who's working as well. You also have Charles. Is going to be there as well. We're all going to be live in attendance for Worlds Collide, and after that, we know it's All Out. And I don't know if it, depending on what time, or maybe Monday, we'll do the review for All Out NXT 2.0 Worlds Collide with the UK. So hit that notification, but we'll keep you posted because I know we want to watch All Out too and want to criticize it and review both of the shows there. But all than that,
that pay-per-view is going to be like 16 hours long.
Yep, we're not going to be done until like 1 in the morning.
I'm not ready for it. All I know is when people tell me MJF might return, I'm like the George Lopez, like, I'm like ready. I'm like,
we might do a pre-show with my via phone. I'm working on it. See, my son is available in the control center here at home, and we might come live from the NXT line. You might, so Pete, if you got to put on some makeup like us, put on your foundation and some gel because we might be on camera to talk about NXT live while we're out there and just to get the crowd and see and let you guys see behind the scenes that the NXT crowd is loud, live. They have a pulse and they're not hungover or drunk like Wrestling Inc. says that we are. So we might come live from the venue, not the arena, but outside of the venue. While we wait to get transported to the NXT Performance Center. So, any final thoughts before we say good night? Because we all want to eat. I'm pretty sure everyone's hungry because after that long premium event, I'm starving. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I did. Yeah, go ahead. Hugh.
I'll just say I'll give this pay-per-view a solid A or A plus.
Samurai, give me a letter or a grade or
110%.
Ooh, beautiful. A plus. Pete.
Yeah.
I'll give it an A plus. It was good.
Well, it's a clean sweep. We all agreed this was a freaking phenomenal A plus show. We loved it. And we're not trying to be WWE marks. No. We want to watch the AEW, but man, this was good. The ball is your court, and also us ourselves, the NXT guys. We got pressure. We got to be loud. We got to be cheerful. We got to be invested in this card. We got to make it look good. We can't be up sold by the Wales crowd. We got to be loud. We got to show them why we are NXT. And as they say, as close as it gets, we're going to make sure that we are loud, respectful, but appreciative of all the good wrestling matches that we're going to see tomorrow. I cannot wait, to see Carmelo Hayes Ricochet. That's going to be a burner. Ooh. And also we got the triple threat Mandy Rose and the UK Women's Champion along with Davenport triple threat match. That's going to be something that's going to be phenomenal with the ladies. They bring it. Also the four-way tag team. Brooks and Jensen, Pretty Deadly, the Diamond Mine, and the Gallus on top. Hopefully we get to see them all four there. We give our predictions, so watch the videos that we did. We gave you our prediction who we like, who we win, but we'll have another pre-show probably. We'll see if all technical aspects works for us, and we'll come live from there, and you'll see us before the event, and we'll keep breaking it down. We'll continue talking wrestling. We want to thank everyone to join us each and every Heal the Ring podcast. Please share it. Let's get this here. I would love to get over close to 1,500K views tonight, man. Let's go. I know we're all watching this, And I know we just got to share it. And thank you guys for watching. We thank you for those that are viewing with us. King Slayer, we thank you. And we know our friends that are at work, that usually join our podcast. We're thinking about you guys. We appreciate you guys. And Samurai, give me your goodbyes, and then we'll go to Heel, then to Pete, and then we'll run the intro.
Okay. Peace.
Samurai, thank you. Heel.
Peace out, guys. And remember to always like, share, subscribe.
Pete.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and always remember, we have 2 words for you. Just
subscribe. Thank you, Pete.
Hit
you
it.
Are the man.
I'm awesome! You people bought a ticket to see me, so shut up!
Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might
you
grab
are
a bat, I
looking
don't
at
know.
the
My rap, my
youngest
blood
and
boils
best
over like.
rising in
Oh God, here
professional
goes. I lost all
wrestling.
feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go. So just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things. Realize